Alright, welcome everyone to round 2 of the TCR series, sponsored by RaceKraft and SRT Australia. Tonight we should be in for some good racing by all the boys. As you can see, the times are extremely close, with about a second separating the top 10, top 11 actually, so we should be up for some good racing tonight, and let's see what happens. We're about to get underway, people, so sit down in your seats and get ready for some good racing tonight. The top 3 in the lobby currently have all set 25 flat, so we're expecting some quick times today. Almost everybody in the lobby has a little bit of time to lose, so these quali laps aren't the end of it. In RK7 we've got Franz.
Get cracking.
Alright, hop in your seats, everyone.
First corner, boys.
You're going to have to ready everyone up. And John, the bias buttons don't work.
Are we right to go?
It does. Yeah, bias does. Everyone will need to ready up.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. Hop on. I've got that.
I'll do mine, but you have everyone else.
That sucks.
Oh no. One less person to get beat.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. Come on, mate, don't be like that. One more race, I'm gonna be
Oh, you idiot! What the fuck would you do that for?
People have been sent. There's no other word for it. This is we've got Franz running away at the lead. Let's try and rewind that a little bit. See where everybody's ended up. Cameron was one of our front runners in the pack. Did get sent in that start there, that start line crash. Always carrying a bit of damage. Luckily today there is no damage on. It's just visuals for tonight, for stuff like that. But no, oh, someone's in the dirt. This is good. All right, let's go back to the leaders because it's quite close with 2 tenths separating the front. We're going to be seeing a little bit of cat and mouse here at the moment with almost all the front runners doing the same lap time, so it'll all be on who makes the most mistakes. Ooh, Shane Gillifer running a little bit wide there, but he seemed to gather it all up okay. Slightly missed the apex there and run a bit wide, but towards the end of the corner it should come back around on him. Oh, he's really going to have to use the draft here. Since these cars are slightly underpowered and such high downforce, they really need to maximise their slipstream on the straights here. He's gained nearly a tenth, nearly 2/10, and he's gone for it. Oh. No, he's just stuck his nose there just to remind Franz that he is still there. Alright, he's pulled back a little bit. Let's try and move back a little bit here. We have Craig Spencer. Craig, 73 in the BMW. One of the only very few BMWs running tonight. I think we have 3 BMWs in the field at the moment. The rest are either Renaults or Mercedes. So it's good to see somebody running something a little bit different. These cars are quite tail happy compared to the Renaults, but he's a go-karter. Very, very good go-karter, and he can handle himself pretty well. So we'll be seeing some good stuff from him tonight. Going a bit further back. Ara just sitting there patiently waiting. He's got someone right up his tail at the moment. Big Chris Pavey at the moment, but as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be alright. Missing the apex, but hopefully the understeer and the grip should carry him out. Oh, we've got Luca Nietzsche. Oh, he's just had an accident there, but also one of Australia's best karting examples. Definitely one of Western Australia's best young examples at the moment. Extremely competitive, extremely fast, and he'll recover tonight. He's got good pace, good speed. Oh, cheers, Nathan, mate. We're trying, mate. We're trying our best, mate. It's good to see it coming around. Oh, a small mistake from XIS. He's gathered it up though, alright. The BMW will be able to carry enough momentum through. It'll be alright. Franz is really being consistent here and really running away from the field at the moment. Unfortunately, we've had a few dropouts from Shane and stuff like that, which is really really unfortunate. But unfortunately, with sim racing, that's how it is. But Franz, I'm really, really impressed with his consistency, especially in qualifying and practice. He's really come alive in these TCRs. We've just seen a small mistake from Jimmy, but once again, he's gathered it up a little bit. But he has drawn right up his tail at the moment. We should see a good battle at the moment, especially with the straight coming up. We should see a good amount of slipstreaming and potentially a move here at the first corner. Once again, both the Renaults, you're not going to see any difference in car here. They're both practically the same. Everybody's on default setups. We are going to see a move here. I think we're going to see a big dive bomb. Come on, John, send it. Yeah, good move. Hopefully he hasn't carried too much speed there. It looks like he's run a little bit wide. Oh, small contact, but that's all right. Rubbin's racing, boys. Rubbin's racing. Oh, John's just come back. John King's just come back. Oh, both of them have run wide. Oh, and it's just ended in a carnage. This has just invited Craig into the battle. Hopefully when they both regain momentum. Jimmy shouldn't take away from the pack here too much. John King's under some serious pressure from Craig at the moment. Slipstream. Oh, even in the background here. Oh, we got Ara and Chris Pavey at the moment also battling just behind them. Oh, we're about to see a real good battle pack here for third. Once again, just an update on the leaders. Franz is once again just super consistent, lapping about a second faster than XIS at the moment. Hopefully he's not burning through any of his tyres, but just same thing, super consistent, good, clean driving at the moment. Ooh, it's getting close with the slipstreaming here. We should see a close up about 2 to 3 tenths at the moment. Come on, somebody send it. Oh. We're seeing a small amount of lockups from all three drivers at the moment, but all that means is that they're trying hard, catching each other. Oh, Craig's really, really come out of that chicane well. Once again, we're just seeing a bit of micking.
Franz Estebao, RK7.
Yeah, Franz, like I said, is just running away with this at the moment. Just clean driving, perfect apex, just a perfect amount of that curb. You've got to be really careful in this game. Too much curb, it's going to be a time penalty, and you're going to lose about 2 seconds trying to get away with that time penalty. So rear drivers have to be really careful about how much curb they munch and how much of the car they let off the track. And the game, unfortunately, is quite iffy. You feel like it can give you a bit more, and you cut that extra centimetre than what you did the last lap, and it gives you a time penalty. So, seems to be doing well. Unfortunately, a bit of damage from that start contact, but we are not running any actual damage tonight, so it isn't affecting him performance-wise, but visually, his car's not in the best of nick. We're slowly starting to see these boys separate out from each other, but XIS is starting to fall into the grasp of RK3 and RK5 at the moment. This is the two of Jimmy Russo and John King battling at the moment. So slowly we might see XIS and the BMW slowly come towards these Renaults, and we might see another battle for even second at the moment. So we're actually seeing RK3 and RK5 of Jimmy Russo and John King. They're actually lapping the same lap times as the leader at the moment, if not a couple tenths faster. So maybe as we get towards the end of the race, we might see a close up on the gap for first. But with the battle about to happen now, they're probably going to lose a bit of time, but hopefully just should end up for an exciting race. Franz has been coming to most of the league nights throughout RaceKraft's history, very short history at the moment. And very gradually we've been seeing improvements, and as we can see tonight, it's just sort of all come together really well. He's still lacking about half a second to a second on what he was doing in qualifying, in fact 2 seconds, but that's what you can expect with a little bit colder tyres, a little bit more weight with the heavy fuel load. Really, he's made very steady improvements, and it's been really good. Dropping a bit further back, we've got Alan Marks here and Luca Nietzsche really starting to close up. In fact, there's a three-way battle here at the moment. Oh, with Matt Green, not far off here. It's all... Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, he's run wide there. Is he going to go off? Yep, he's just dropped a wheel. That's going to open him up. Yep. Matt Green's really taken advantage there of a mistake. Oh, no, John has capitalised on this brilliantly. Hopefully he's going to start making some time up. His car looks okay from damage, so should be up for a good bit here. If anybody doesn't know, John Lee is the owner of RaceKraft here in Perth, WA, and definitely one of the faster drivers in the field. Consistency is not his biggest A-game, but we're seeing tonight, we're going to see a different John tonight, I'm hoping for. So, just as I say that, he's run a little bit wide, but he'll be alright. He's just going to catch up Luca Nietzsche, and we're going to see the best from John in a moment. Oh, and he's really starting to chew at Luca here. Oh, it's turned into a bit of a three-way here. Oh, John's just locked up the brakes trying to avoid Luca. He's shut the door on him there. Once again, shut the door. Oh, we're going to have a good stuff here. John has been shut out a little bit there by Luca, and now it's opened him back up to Matt. Lucas seems to be carrying a little bit of damage, but once I said it is just visual, but that probably means he was also involved with that first lap contact there, but John's really trying to make use of this downforce. And Luke is really trying to move his line to try and get out the way of John so he can't take advantage of that slipstream. Matt's just hanging in the background, hoping that John and Luke can make a mistake while battling. And just in the background, we got Liam. Liam has been one of the fastest drivers this year at RaceKraft. Just won the Bathurst 60 hour with Anthony Jewell, the Bathurst 1000, I should say. Extremely fast driver, one of the fastest in the field. We're gonna see him really start to carve through this field, and one of the only drivers in the BMW. So hopefully he's got a bit more straight line, a bit more freedom on tyre life. So we should see him start to close these boys up. Oh, we're seeing a move here. Oh, and John sent it here. There we go. All right, John now into P9. Lukanichi seems to be struggling a bit there. Whether or not he's struggling with front tyre life, I'm not too sure. Oh, and he's lost it. He's lost it. Oh, he seems to have gathered it up okay. No, he's dropped back and he's hit the barrier. So Lukanichi might be out of this race for now. He's reset his car, but he's out of this battle now. But this has given John a chance to just run away with it. So hopefully if he just stays consistent, stays fast, it should keep him away from Matt and Liam. But Liam's really starting to close in on Matt here. We're really going to see the use of the downforce. Is he going to go for a move? Is he going to stick the nose in? Not just yet. Just reminding Matt, just reminding him that he's there. Should see some good stuff. We're just going to hop back with the leaders for a sec. With Jimmy Russo once again up near the front in the Renault. Battling out with XIX in the BMW. And RK5 of John King in the Renault as well. So we should see some good battling here for second. But these guys are all doing pretty much the exact same lap time. So it's all just on who makes the mistakes, who locks the tyres up. As we've just seen a lock up from John King. But no, he seems to have gathered it up all right. Really chopped at the curb there. Hopefully he didn't get a penalty from that. But usually those curbs are pretty forgiving on both the car and the time penalties. So if we just hop back with John for a sec here. You know, he seems to be keeping it calm and consistent. While Liam's going to go for a move here. And he's gotten it down the inside well here. He's going to have the advantage through the chicane here. But he might lose out a bit. Oh no, and he's got the move done. So we should see Liam start to reel in John as he is faster. Was faster through qualifying. Was one of the front runners, Liam. But hopefully John can just stay consistent for now. Matt should gather his momentum back up and he'll be alright. Maybe when Liam and John start battling it out, Matt might come back into the battle. But I'm going to separate from this one and just hop back up to RK3. As this is really getting exciting now. All three of them within half a second of each other coming onto the main straight. With maybe even 5 to 6 kart lengths separating them all. So once again, as we can see, really trying to maximize the draft here because these cars are just underpowered, so they need to maximize this slipstream. Oh, we've just seen XIS run really wide. Oh, and both of the Renaults have just chewed him up there. Perfect, taking advantage of those mistakes. Now, hopefully they just need to settle it down and they can probably stay in front. But this won't be the last of XIX. He'll come back. Oh, humble effects, mate. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, mate. That's right, mate. Vroom, vroom cars, mate. We've got this. Hope you're enjoying the battle here at the moment for second place. It's really starting to get nice and spicy at the moment, but there's only 8 tenths at the moment separating those 3 cars, and it's super close. But I see some good stuff. What's everybody? Just what's up, everyone? Everybody in the chat, saying hi to everyone. But as I said, just the battle for second at the moment, really getting juicy. Jimmy Russo at the moment just staying in front of John King, but I think you might see that change soon. Really slipstreaming, diving, ducking and weaving. Float like a butterfly, sting like a beamer. Oh, he's going to go for a move. He's going to go for a big send. Will we see any carnage? Oh, he's really left enough room. Oh, we've seen a tap. XIX is going to capitalize on this, surely. Dive back down the inside. Contact. Oh, this is getting messy. Hopefully nobody spins. See, we've seen a mistake there. They're just so busy battling each other, not thinking about the future in this race. They really need to try and work together to really try and open up a gap to XIS so they can battle. But at the moment, they both lost out on that. Trying to gain, they both lost out. And now they've really separated out. But XIS and John King, we should see some, Jimmy Russo, we should see some good stuff. Jimmy Russo is actually not a circuit racer. For some background information on some drivers, he's actually a drifter. He's a very keen guy in the drifting school here in Perth, WA, and trying out a bit of circuit stuff. And as usual, drifters have excellent car control, and he's really adapted well to the circuit racing, especially after doing a bit of practice in the Formula Renault. He's really adapted to these TCRs and their understeer and their quite high amount of grip levels, and he's done a really good job. But we've seen XIX make a little mistake there, and he's cost him a few tenths, but should close up a little bit.
Oh, you idiot! Fucking idiot! Get through!
Maybe just fix that.
Sorry about the language in the background there, guys, but as our races are just super competitive and heated, and we've had a couple front runners be taken out at the start of the race. So we're just seeing some aggression at the moment. But you know what? It's just racing, guys. It's racing. You're seeing, what's underneath the helmet, as they say.
Oh, God!
Are they not PCR? Just get to know what to say.
Let's just get up with this language here. Let's see what's causing all the juicy language in the background. We've got Cameron Edwards, who's been a front runner in every event we do here. He is by far one of the fastest guys we have in the centre in all events, whether it's the Enduros, whether it's the Wednesday League nights, the Formula Renaults, the TCR, the GT3s, the LMP 900s. He covers all around the board. We're really seeing him close up on Alan Marks here. Whether or not they're actually able to leave room and give each other adequate racing room, we're about to see now. Oh, he's just going to dive the nose in there. Oh.
Fucking change direction.
We're just seeing some defensive manoeuvres here from Alan Marks, but unfortunately you can't move under the braking zone, so that is questionable manoeuvring there by Alan Marks, but that's okay. That's just sim racing, guys. We're all here for a bit of fun. If we jump back up to the top three battle, oh, and we've just getting juicy. Once again, we're seeing the Renaults really trying, just picking away at this BMW. Jimmy Russo's just starting to run away with this one. Oh, John King's come back, and he's taken the move there on XIS. Oh, he's gone a bit tail happy. He's gathered it though, he's gathered it alright. But now that's opened him up to Craig here a bit further back. But let's jump back up. Following on the moment with John King. Gone a little bit wide there, missed the apex on that one, but coming out the corner, he seems to have kept his momentum and just gathered it up right. But we've got 10 minutes left in this race. We've got only the closing 4 or 5 laps at the moment, and it's really getting close. As long as Franz doesn't make a mistake, I really think he's running away with this one. It's just brilliant driving, can't fault it. No mistakes, no carnage, just gone straight to the front, opened up a gap. 8.5 seconds as we speak at the moment, but really impressive stuff. Jimmy Russo at the moment just seeming to hold off John King. But we're coming up to the straight, and only half a second separates them at the moment. But you can expect 2 to 3 tenths of that will be gone by the time we get to the end of the straight. Whether or not that opens him up for a passing opportunity, we're not sure yet, but we're going to see. Let's see some chasing. We're on board at the moment with John King as he starts to just near the rear. Oh, and he's made a mistake. He's lost the rear a little bit there. Really closing it in now. Oh, Jimmy Russo is really trying to maximise the line, maximise racing line. Oh, he's going a bit defensive there, and that's causing him to make mistakes. As we can see there, the defensive line unfortunately closes that racing line, so you really have to back off. You're into corner speed, so you can try and pick it up mid-corner and come out. If you go too fast into corner or use the same braking zone, you're going to see what's going to happen there. You're going to lock the tyres, you're going to lose the rear, you're going to understeer, but... And he understeered a bit into the corner onto the back straight here, and it's opened him up. As you can see, he's really struggling at the moment, really sweaving, and oh, it's opened him up for a braking move here. He's going to leave it there. He's going to leave it there. There is contact. It is contact. Robin's racing at the moment. They seem to be okay. They're holding it side by side. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go for a chase cam. I don't know. Ooh, Jimmy Russo's gone a little bit wide there, but he's gathered it up. But this is going to ruin the momentum for this corner and onto the straight, but hopefully they can continue this through. We're seeing some good racing here, guys. Good racing. You know what? Let's see this in cockpit cam. As you can see, there's basically no room between him and the car in front. Maybe a quarter of a car if they're lucky, but we're definitely going to see a move here. Come on, lick the stamp and send it. Lick the stamp and send it. Oh, and he's backed out just slightly. Oh, no, he's sent it. He's sent it. And we're seeing just a small amount of contact here. But, this is going to send... Oh, this is going to send Jimmy Russo wide. But he hasn't lost any time from that, so he's just got right up the rear bumper of John King. Sorry we haven't given much information here on Franz, but he's really just run away with it. There's no other word for it. As we can see, just off in the distance, he's starting to catch up on the lap people at the moment. We can see a little bit of windscreen damage, but that won't be affecting him in the car. Sort of a boring race, and I guess a boring race when you're the lead is a good thing. We got Craig a bit further back, who's I think just made mistakes this race, and he's fallen back, but he'll be a heavy contender this championship. You know, top 5 is still a good result in the end of the day. XIS is just behind that pack for second at the moment. Now, if these two guys battle, we're going to see him really closing the gap to this pack, and he might be introduced back into this pack later on in the race. But with 7 minutes left, we're lucky if we've got another 3 or 4 laps, so we should be in for a bit of a battle here. If we go a bit further back, Alan Marks and RK4 of Cameron Edwards, once again, still battling it out, with Cameron Edwards on his previous lap is just done 3/10 faster than Alan Marks. Just see there's about 3 or 4 car lengths to him. Whether or not he can be in full effect of the draft at the moment, we're not too sure. We're back to 4/10 here with this pack for second. I have to say, this is just some of the cleanest racing we've seen all night. We don't see it often because nobody has a fear factor on these sims, but we're really seeing good, clean, well not clean, that's a bit of a long shot, but we're seeing really good racing. There is respect and you can see it between the two of them. John King at the moment just in front, but we're seeing some close, hard racing. Is he going to go for a move? He's really staying the defensive line, which I think is a good option coming up for this corner. Running slightly wide. Oh, the commentary team, boys. Really opens it up. RK3 of Jimmy Russo is really showing some attacking lines here, really trying to maximise the amount of track he uses to maximise the momentum of these cars, which you really need to do, especially in these front-wheel drive Renaults. They really struggle into corner, but if you can just get the car's nose tipped in and then use the understeer to drive the car out, you should set you up for big long straights like this. I don't think he's going to be up for a passing move here into the first corner, but if he can set it up for the S's, the first S's, I think we'll be in for a good move here. We're just going to drop back to Alan Marks and Cameron Edwards. Still just that 7/10, half a second to 7/10 buffer, really keeping him there. Once again, the visual damage, as you can see, these guys have a bit of rough and tumble. Rubbin's racing, but you can really see the damage you see there, guys, does not affect the cars performance-wise, and it doesn't affect them handling. But as you can see, they are a bit worse for wear. Going back. RK5 and RK3 of John King and Jimmy Russo were really they're setting the exact same lap time, so you just got to hope one locks the tyres up or understeers into the corner, but I'm hoping this gets a bit juicy because this should involve XIS back in the battle as well, so... But as these guys get more and more involved in the league nights, you're going to slowly see, as you tune into the live streams, guys that are a bit further off the pace of the front runners are really slowly going to start reeling these front runners in. And then by the end of the season, you might find that the top 10 to 15 drivers might all be within a second of the leaders, which is just, it's what we all want. We all want close racing. Encourages a bit of carnage and a bit of rough racing, but so it's only good to watch. Now, we're all about the emotion and competitive here at RaceKraft, as you can hear in the background, but nah, it's good stuff, guys, good stuff. Craig is slowly starting to reel in XIS, as he had just done 7/10 a lap faster. Maybe in the remaining 2 laps, we might see him close a bit of the barrier if XIX makes a mistake. Coming back up to the battle. Still nothing interesting. I'm going to go back a little bit further. Let's tune into John Lee at the moment, as he's really starting to close in. Matt at the moment. We should see some good racing here. These guys have been really good mates for years now. Matt's really been supportive of all the new opening of the setter and everything like that. So they're good guys, really good guys. Good, clean races. That's what we want. John at the moment, when he's on it, he is one of the fastest. Oh, he's going to go for a move here. Come on, John. Yeah, John. All right, there we go. He's made a move on Matt. If he can stay there, let's see. We're going to see some good racing here. Hopefully, if John can just keep his head down, nose clean, should be in. You know what? Let's follow some bonnet cam. Let's go back to Matt. Oh, we're going to see a move here. He's well and truly gone past the B pillar. He is in there like swimwear. Okay, hug that corner. There we go. Perfect move by Matt there. No touching. Oh, we're going to see another move by John here. And John's done the smart thing there. He's backed out. We don't want good racing to turn into a big crash fest there. Oh, Matt's run a little bit wide. There's a tap. John's going to go for the outside here. Oh, there's a tap. There's a tap. John's going to recover it. Oh, this is side-by-side racing. Let's go to the chase cam. Oh, this is good stuff. Good stuff, boys. Yeah, there we go. There's some enthusiasm from John. This is... Come on, John. He's well and truly down the outside. Oh, we're seeing tapping into the braking zone. Nothing is ever good about tapping into the brake zone. But it's side-by-side. It's been side-by-side for the last 4 corners. This is racing. This is what we watch sim racing for, guys. Right, he's hopped back a little bit. He's just going to just keep his distance. Oh, no. Oh, John's gone wide. They both locked up and they've both gone wide here. Oh, come on, Matt. Have another crack at him. Oh, John's lost the rear there. That's going to lose a little bit of mid-corner momentum, but he seems to have gathered it okay. As you can see there, Matt's carried just a little bit too much into corner speed, so that mid-corner's been slightly too fast, so he's had to pull the car up, and as you can see, his flow out of the corner has been really hindered by that over of the too much mid-corner speed. And John's just pulled away a little bit of a margin there. Whether or not it's the rear tyres finally starting to give it a little bit of life. But John's really throwing this car around, really letting the rear sort of drive the front out of the corner. Come on, Matt, reel him in a little bit. We want to see some racing. The last 40 seconds, we're going to be down to the last lap. Let's head back to the leaders at the moment. Oh, and it's really close, only half a second. Let's hope for some last lap dive bombs here. And I'm all for it as the commentator. I want to see some carnage, so... John King's just hanging in the background there. Just hanging in the background. Hoping for some mistake here from RK3. But he's gone wide there. This is what we might be hoping for. Alright, last lap sends for second. Last lap sends. Super defensive here, which is I'd be doing that. You've got to defend. Last lap, you've got to defend. Braking zone. Oh, are we going to see contact here? Small tap, but they seem to have just gotten away with that. But that's probably hindered John King a little bit going into the last sector. Jimmy Russo's just got a little bit of a margin now, about a car length to half a car length. This is really good stuff. Let's hop back a little bit. Let's hop back to John. Oh, and John's obviously... Oh no, here we go, boys. This is the racing we want to see. Oh, John's just hanging in the background there. Or Matt, sorry, I should say. Come on, Matt. Send him. Oh, John's gone wide there. Matt's followed him out. Woo! Oh, this is going to be good. I want to shut my mouth, but this is just too exciting, guys. Too exciting. Oh, he's going to go for a move. Oh, and he's just tapped him. Come on, John. Come on, John. Oh, last corner now. This should be the end of it. Matt's really trying to take a wide line to maximize momentum through this corner, but... Nah, I think John's gotten away with this one, guys. Nah, good racing. Good work, John. Good battle, guys. Nah, that was good racing from a couple of battle packs there, guys. But let's see some race. As we can see, Franz just ran away with it there in the end. But yeah, there we go. He's celebrating in the background there, guys. But no complaints with that driving. Just ran away with it. But cheers, everyone, for joining in on this live stream today. Hope you've enjoyed some commentary. I've tried my best for a first time. Tried to concentrate on some good battles. But yeah, thank you, everybody, for joining in on our little live stream here today. And we hope to see you all here for next week's live stream.